Yeah, I literally am. I'm like hours. I need like a whole weekend to sleep, honestly.
Really? Oh my gosh, so good. Okay,
I,
well, we don't want to waste your precious time, so
When
usually
she could be sleeping.
I know
oh my
literally.
God. No, if honestly, if we weren't doing this, I would be working. So this is fine.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I know, thank you.
So we usually what we do with these is we do 10 minutes of like really easy movement. It's as hard as
Okay.
not as easy. And then we do 10 minutes where Alex just asks you like some fun, cute questions. Guinness is crazy
Okay.
in the background. It's super chill. Um,
Yeah.
and I see that you're at your desk right now, and I also have my desk handy. So I was thinking
Yeah.
that, and Alex, you can use a wall. We're
I've
going to
got a desk.
do the
Don't
desk
worry.
as a bar. Any
Yeah.
chance Alex can get out of working out? She's like, oh, like I don't
Yeah, I'm
need
like, I'll
it.
just lay
Okay.
here today. I don't want to do
Yeah.
it.
But we are going to get standing and we're
Yeah.
going to use the desk. And this is such a good example because Landon is working as he should. He is always, always working so hard.
Yes.
Like, what happens when it's at like 5:30, 6:30 p.m. slump where you're like, oh my gosh, my back is hurting. I should probably work
Mhm.
out today, but I don't want to change, or I like only have 10 minutes in between a meeting. And
Yeah.
we have the answer here, bar buddies.
No, which I'm actually wearing my athleisure shorts
Shut
just in
up.
case. But then I have my like business top, obviously, because we're on
Oh my God,
camera.
I love it.
Business on the bottom and on the top.
Yeah, like literally like ready to go.
We were joking today about bar buddy standing for big booty, and like that joke will get tired because I use it all the time in my classes now. But like you guys will feel it after this workout. I'm gonna readjust the camera so you guys can see me, and we're gonna get
Okay.
starting just at our desks. So,
Okay.
and Alex, you can go ahead and use your wall.
I've got a desk, Claire.
Okay, okay, go to your desk. I just saw the wall behind
Landon, this
you.
is this is because well, I can do the wall also, but this is because I still don't have like a mat for so long and I was using a towel on the ground
Oh
and
my
they were
gosh.
all making fun of me.
You gotta get a mat.
We
I'm
were
working on
making fun
it.
of her.
Stacked, please sponsor me. I would love a stacked mat.
Literally. Can you guys see me in the frame?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want you to get started. You can either be right behind your desk, you can be standing like we were joking, like Alex against a wall here. Then
Okay.
you want you to have one gentle hand on your desk. And then we're gonna create a pizza slice in honor of us going to New York this weekend. We're making a New York pizza. Honestly, like maybe a small version of a slice. We want those heels together and those toes like 2 to 3 inches apart. So really wimpy pizza here. And we're gonna press those heels together as we lift those calves and lower. So we're lifting up to releve and we're lowering here. You have that hand really gently placed against the desk. If you want to feel a little bit more, you can place those hands against your hips here. And seriously, I want those heels placed together like this is a middle school makeout. You are not letting go of each other right now. You're pressing hard together here. You're here for 4. I would make a joke about grinding, but like honestly, I still have PTSD. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. And 1, can you meet me with those heels lifted? And we're gonna open those knees, creating a diamond plie here, and then lifting, creating a diamond and lifting. So I want you to think about like you're moving on a vertical plane. Your face isn't tilting forward, that booty isn't popping. We're moving up and down here, creating that diamond with those knees, and then bringing those knees together. You're here for 4. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. So bad. In 1, can you hold it low? Lift just halfway. Lower, lift just halfway. You're here for 4. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, can you hold it low here for 4? Hold
No.
it 3. No, I can't. You're here for 2. In 1, you pulse, you pulse, you pulse, you pulse, pulse for 4. She's literally destroying Sam's Lego. It's so mean. You're here for 3.
Oh.
She's gonna have a freak out. You're here for 2. In 1, can you hold it low? Just hold it low. Can everybody drop an inch? Can you drop 1 more inch here? You're here for 4. You're here for 3. In 2, we lift all the way up. In 1, lift all the way and bring it right back down. Lift all the way, Bring it right back down. Those calves are talking to you. The back of your hamstrings are talking to you. The quads are taking over. In 4, if you have those hands on your hips, we're going to bring one hand gently down for balance. In 3, in 2, in 1. I want you to hold it low. You have a hand against the desk for balance. Can you hinge it forward? And then draw shoulders stacked on top of hips. Hinge it forward. Feel those glutes light up. Draw back. You're here for 4. In 3, we're going to hold it hinged. In 2, you're going to hate me. In 1, hold it forward in a hinge. Can you shift that weight over to that left side? We're going to extend that right leg back, tap, and then draw it into that plie. So the only thing moving is that right leg here. We have that right arm braced or that left arm. I cannot do it. Well, maybe let's try. Okay. Hands to hips. If you're feeling really spicy, we'll see how long I can do this for. You're here for 4. Those heels are lifted. If you want a little more grounding, you bring that heel down to the mat. You're here for 3. In 2, that right leg stays behind us. In 1, right leg stays behind us. Can we tap it up towards the ceiling and lower? I want you to think about knitting those ribs together. We're bringing those abs to the party. We're here for 3. In 2. In 1, I want you to flex into that foot up towards the ceiling and then point and lengthen. So we're flexing and pointing and lengthening. We're flexing and pointing here. You're here for 4. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, can you keep that heel lifted up towards the ceiling and stomp, stomp, stomp. Honestly, think you're trying to stomp out that evil situationship that you once had. The most evil person you can think of. You're stomping on them. You're here for 4. Trying to crush their skull. You're here for 3.
Shout out.
You're here for 2. In 1, can you keep that knee lifted, draw it all the way up towards the ceiling here, and then lower that heel, drop that leg down, and guys, we gotta come to that other side. I know, it's terrible.
This is hard.
I know. I'm glad y'all can't hear my knees popping. This is called 30 years old.
Oh my god, this is 30.
This is 30.
We're
I
all
know.
for water. I'm having an asthma attack here. Okay, guys, we're gonna come bring those heels back together, back to that makeouts, talking about that situationship. We're here, we lift and we lower, pressing those heels together. We lift and we lower. So we're lengthening from that toe, pushing off from that toe mound, all the way pressing into that heel. And you're picturing energy traveling up your legs, through the top of your head, like you're a marionette on a string here. You're here for 4. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, keep those heels lifted. Place that hand down on the desk or on the wall. We're going to start to hinge it forward and then lift. We hinge it forward and lift here. So those knees come wide as we hinge it forward. They come together as we lift. We're here for 4. In 3, we're going to hold it hinged. In 2. In 1, bending into that right leg. We're maintaining that hinge. Inhale. Exhale. I want you to draw those ribs together. Engage that core. It's going to help you maintain that balance here. We're going to tap that leg behind us and draw it in. So we're coming to that opposite leg here. We're here for 4. Just for 4. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, can you meet me with that leg extended and draw it in? So we're not tapping it down to the ground. At any point right now, you're going to feel this in that standing glute. You're here for 4. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, can you meet me with that left leg extended like we have a string? Attach that toe to the back of the rune, lengthening from the hip all the way through the leg here. We're going to flex into that foot and point. We flex into the foot and point. You're here for 4. You've got it for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, picture that evil situationship, maybe a boss that you don't like, but obviously we love our bosses here. We're going to maintain that flex and stomp up towards the ceiling. Square those hips off. You're here for 4. Notice how I'm not dumping into that right side and opening out to the left. We have 2 headlights pointing with our hips. We're here for 3. We're here for 2. In 1, can you point and draw it in? Point and draw it in. This is how we finish, guys. You're here for 4. I believe in you. Make sure you're not arching in the back. You're here for 3. You're here for 2. In 1, can you keep that right heel lifted? Draw that knee in and lower it down. Take a bow. You're all done. Woo! I told you. Bye, buddy. Big booty. Short and sweet, though.
Big booty.
Big
Big booty
booty.
summer.
Yeah,
Literally. Need.
After bar summer, we need a big booty summer, I think, you guys.
Seriously.
we
That's
Oh
a
do.
man.
teaser for maybe a retreat coming. Stay tuned.
Oh,
We'll
Yeah.
see.
with the
Oh.
special guest, Landon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Count me in.
With his gym shorts on the bottom and his business on the top.
He's
Yeah,
ready to go.
it's like the mullet of outfits.
Literally. So good.
Oh my gosh. Well, I realized I made a critical error last week that I didn't even introduce our guest. Like that's crazy of me
Oh
as
my
a
gosh.
My
budding
God.
host. What kind of host am I? So I wanted to give a little intro. I'm hoping to like improve on these as we go along. But this is our friend Landon. He's agreed to talk with us today, so we're super excited. He just got back from London and he is a May 2025 grad at Suffolk University, and now he is working as a commercial counsel. So I wanted to start off with, how's that going? Wellness check. How's
Uh,
it going?
Yeah.
you know what? We're doing well. I wouldn't say we're thriving or, sliving, but we're doing well. Yeah, in-house is certainly like it's fun and it's like you get to feel like you're a part of every project that you're working on from beginning to end. So I love it a lot, honestly. And the company I'm working for is not huge, so a lot of a lot of projects and opportunities to kind of weasel my way into.
Oh, we love that. Well, okay, this is kind of leading us into our LinkedIn maxing topic of the evening. I wanted
Yes.
to ask, because you are a LinkedIn wizard, I didn't include that in the intro because I knew it would come up later. But I'm curious, did like LinkedIn or
Yeah.
any of your networking, either in law school or in your like extracurriculars, did that play a role in getting the position that you're currently at? So this is Landon's first position post grad.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. I mean, both of you know that when I was going through sort of the end of the the end of the year in law school, my third year, I was scouring LinkedIn all the time. It was like my Instagram. So I one that's where that's sort of like where I found the job. And then I did so because of the Boston legal network is sort of smaller compared to other cities like New York or DC.
Mhm.
It was helpful to have like connections from like events that I went through and how I could connect with them on LinkedIn and sort of my thing is like I said I would treat LinkedIn like my Instagram, like I would be posting about events that I went to or I posted about I wrote this article or etc. So really just trying to maximize my visibility and sort of highlighting the various things that I had done. And the hiring team at the job, they actually noted that
Oh, really?
was yeah, kind of seeing like based on my LinkedIn profile that I was pretty active, not just in school but also outside in different organizations.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that at all. I mean, obviously, I'm kind of like the opposite. I've never had anyone. I think I posted for the first time in my whole life on LinkedIn this
Uh,
year, and it was like twist my arm to do it. So maybe for
yeah.
people who feel a little bit more like me that like are maybe scared to post or embarrassed or whatever the reason is, what would you say are some like besides this job, of course, are some like benefits that you've gotten from posting regularly, whether that be getting invited to more networking events in person, industry events, like what you said, like weaseling your way and making your way and finding your own path. How
Yeah.
do you feel like that has helped you?
Yeah, I think it certainly has helped me in a way that, like I said, the legal community in Boston is small, but like at the same time, like there's a ton of us attorneys. And when you are active on LinkedIn, you do like you become a face that people know.
Hmm.
So the various events that you go to, there a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, I remember like we connected on LinkedIn, or I saw you posted this and I liked it, etc." And one of the ways that I actually kind of took a an alternative approach, I would say, to connecting with people on LinkedIn was when I went to various events, I actually had business cards in law school. And on the
Oh,
back of my business card was what is it called? Like a QR code. And so when they would take a picture of my QR code, they could instantly bring up my LinkedIn and they could connect there. So I made it easier for them to connect with me so that I didn't have to. Also, I hate the awkward interaction where you're like, you feel like you're asking for somebody's number, but you're really like,
yeah.
hey, can I get your like LinkedIn digits or something? I don't know. It always passed me as very like awkward. And I think there's a fine line between networking and then also seeming like you're just trying to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And so by passing along my business cards with my QR code, I kind of put it in their hands to be like, I want to go look this guy up.
I actually
Well,
have a question
that's
about that.
amazing.
Because that is like so incredible. First of all, I would never have thought to do that.
Yeah.
But kind of what Alex was saying, like, how do you get the audacity to do that too? Like, in a good way. Like, how do you get so audacious with it? Because I think
But
for
just like
me,
confidence. Yeah.
yeah, because like if I think about this, I'm like, all right, when I'm in law school, I feel like I don't know anything about anything. Like, who am I to be giving out a business card? And also, as a first year attorney, wherever you are, whether you're lucky like Landon, you're in-house or you're working at your dream firm, whatever it
Yeah.
is, to be like, I know enough to make my opinion known on LinkedIn. Like, how did you kind of get the confidence and also like the smarts to be like, I need to make this happen and I'm going to maximize it as much as possible? Like, any confidence tips, I think would be super helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, of course. I think the biggest thing is like once you find that community of attorneys that you really start to feel comfortable with, and whether that is like you have a certain specialty or a certain area of law that you really want to focus on that area of law. It doesn't matter. You don't have to like practice in it for the rest of your career. Like for me, both of you know that like privacy was one of my kind of hotspots where I loved like working in privacy, but now like yes I'm our DPO, but I'm not. It doesn't take up probably I would say less than 1/12 of my day now. But like for me it was like getting into that community was sort of my the door that got me into the rest of the legal community because I found folks that I could talk with on a
Hmm.
level where I felt comfortable and also confident to say, oh yeah, like I know the IPP, like I'm involved in that, and I took this exam. What do you think about this state privacy law that's emerging? Also, just, I mean, as much as you probably would hate to get like those random like emails from like all these different organizations, if there's one or two that you really like, it's good to stay like attuned to like news and sort of legal updates. So like for the instance, the IPP, I get their AI governance and also their state privacy law emails every day. But for me, like, yes, it's important for my job, but also like it gives me something to talk about when I walk into a room of privacy professionals. I can say, do you remember seeing that article about such and such? I can't believe the state legislature did that. So it's more about just kind of, you don't even have to be an expert or a genius or anything like that. Just honestly, anything to a level where you can walk in the room and get to start a conversation because it doesn't have to stay on that conversation the whole time.
I think that's like the best advice I've heard is to have a talking point ready to go, and that you're right, you don't need to be an expert to walk into a room and feel confident about, introducing yourself and saying, "Hey,
Mhm.
I'm a 1L or I'm a 2L or whatever it is." Um, I think honestly, as you go along in this career, you do that so much, you do get comfortable, and then you tend to
Yeah.
forget that there's people coming in at 1Ls and maybe they're first gen, JD students who really don't feel like they have any maybe a desired career path within the law, or maybe they feel like I don't even know where to begin. And I think that
Yeah.
this really speaks to somebody in that position of like, okay, like maybe they don't need to print the business cards yet, but maybe in their second year if they're feeling comfortable. But like maybe they
Yeah.
start by just carving out that niche on LinkedIn, like you said, follow some sources that you're interested in your practice area, and just
Mhm.
use that to introduce yourself. It's really just a conversation that you're having. It's not
Yeah.
this scary or uncomfortable thing that I mean, I know I thought felt like that, or transactional. You can really
Yeah.
make it conversational. And so on that point, this is kind of like the last substantive question. Then I have
Okay.
two fun questions.
Okay.
Um, but like in terms of the transactional critique about networking, either on LinkedIn or in person, which I've heard a
Mhm.
million times, I've felt it. How do you feel like either in your follow-up emails or in your like sort of next contact with that person? How do you, humanize that and soften that a little bit so that you can get what you're wanting to get out of it, and they can get what they want out of it? Because it is a transaction at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think there's sort of two sides to my answer. So one is I always like to have conversations with these attorneys or professionals that I'm working with or like, networking with. And I like to remember like a professional fact, but then I also like to remember a personal fact. So then you can at least if you it's very easy to remember those two things. And if you somehow bring that up in your correspondence with them after, it makes an impression that, hey, this person remembered not only like professionally what we've discussed, but also like me as a human, like, yeah, I have a corgi or a cat at home. They
Hmm.
remembered that. So therefore it makes it much more human to human. Um, and then the second thing that I also like to do is when I always like to follow up and say, I'm looking to get not necessarily get something out of this relationship as a professional, but also I think it's like I want to learn from you. It really
Hmm.
phrase it that way. It's like, I would like for you to be my mentor. I would like to learn from you. You're a professional in this area that I look up to, etc. Those are ways that you can kind of, make your point clear that like you want to be able to work with them and learn from them, but also in a way that like it kind of pats them on the back. And I mean, as I'm sure you all know, like we've seen some attorneys that they're kind of very overly confident, and so like sometimes it gives them what they want as well. So
Right.
that's the thing is, and we all like to be appreciated for our expertise or what we can give to others. So that's one way that I also like to phrase my correspondence after the fact.
I think that's a great answer. I think that really gives people at least some idea where to start for those that may have no idea where to start, and for folks that have been doing this for a while and maybe aren't seeing the results that they want. Did you
Yeah.
see that thing fly?
What was that?
What was that?
Trying to keep a straight face while I'm playing with him without you guys seeing because
Oh,
chewing on my computer wire.
I thought that was like a bat.
I literally was like, it's a bird. It's a bird.
Oh,
I'm staying with it behind the computer, just straight face, and he's doing
I
so.
was so confused. I was like, what was that?
I was like, we can't like not address that, you guys.
I
Like
know. I was like,
us, we can't.
oh
We can't
Lord.
ignore this.
I need to
No,
make a
literally.
statement about my cat toy. Okay.
Well, don't worry, I have no more real questions for you. I just had one like T question. Did you,
Yeah.
because like obviously you've had the most experience on LinkedIn of us all, so you would have both good and bad experiences perhaps on there just because you've had more, posting,
Mhm.
whatever. Have you had any like crazy like LinkedIn DMs or like anything crazy happen or no?
Uh, yes, well, and I kind of do this to myself, quite honestly, and I'll lead into my last piece of advice. Um, I there's some people that do not agree with this. I am on the fence that like if you're very nice in the way you do it, I think it's perfectly fine. But I cold message people on LinkedIn. I think that it's the same. You have to really coax your message in the way that you approach it. But I think again, like folks are always going to be wanting to give back, and whether that is answering a LinkedIn message to asking, hey, do you have a contact at such and such company because I found a role there, they probably will. But like you don't know unless you just ask.
Mhm.
But I've had some very uncomfortable responses, and where it's been like, I'm sorry, I do not take cold messages on LinkedIn, or like, sorry, I don't know you. And I'm like, actually, I really remember meeting you. So that was kind of an ego like buster, but I was like, okay, like that's fine. But I think it is not even just having just confidence, but also just like the ability to brush yourself off and move on to the next one. Because I mean, attorneys for a dime a dozen, roles for attorneys sort of a dime a dozen as well. It's just finding your area that you want to be into.
I love that. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much. It sounds like bottom line is it's not that deep. Post and find the job you want.
and
So I think
exactly.
everybody go for it.
Exactly. And honestly, like the things that we post on Instagram, sometimes I'm like, posting something on LinkedIn is not going to make a difference.
Hmm. That's true too.
Like, it's really, yeah, honestly, it's like, it's not that deep. Like, just post it. Don't worry about likes. Don't worry about anything like that. Like, you're just getting your visibility out there. If one person sees it, then you've done your
That's
job.
great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
that's
Landon gave this
amazing.
advice literally to us when we were like, Landon, should we make a LinkedIn? Should we post? And he responded, obviously. So,
Yes,
and like,
absolutely.
He's like stupid.
but that is to
Absolutely.
say, like, you will feel shy and you have to put yourself out there. And what Landon said
Hmm.
about like sometimes your ego gets in the way, but if you have one person that he's chewing on the computer wire again, so I'm gonna hold on to him. But if you have one person that you connect with, that's literally the whole point. And
Hmm.
it's hard for us. It's easier said than done, but like you won't regret it at the end of the day. You might
Right.
cringe a little bit, but it's exposure therapy. So Landon was our
Our
expert when it
LinkedIn
came to
Oh,
guru. And now we're sharing him with you guys, so you're welcome.
yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, honestly, and y'all, I mean, I am very well aware that half the stuff I post on LinkedIn is cringy, but you know what? It's fine. I look past it. It's not my Instagram. Like, I can post what I want there.
Yeah. And look, it got you an amazing position and it's going to get you, in the future, you don't even know what it can happen. So I think it's a lesson
Exactly.
of just go for it. And who really cares?
Mhm.
It's for your career. So go for it.
Exactly. Precisely. No regrets.
Oh, jazz hands. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know how to end this.
I don't
Thank you
either.
for listening, you guys. We loved having you this. I'm just kidding.
Wait, I have something. I have something. I cooked it up. If you
Okay.
want to learn from Landon on LinkedIn, where can you reach him?
Oh, yes,
What is your
Clara. Very
link,
good.
Landon?
On LinkedIn, I actually don't even know I
Where's
don't
your
even know my little
QR?
login.
Yeah, send us the QR code and we'll post
I
your
I
QR.
don't I don't have those business cards anymore, but I can send you my link.
Yeah, send the
It's
link.
fine.
Send the link so we can learn
Okay.
from Landon.
Yes, please. And also, like, to everyone out there that is listening, like, do not be afraid to reach out, connect, anything like that. I'm happy to impart what little wisdom that I have, as embarrassing as some of it could be. Happy to share that.
Oh, thank you so much, Landon.
Of
Yeah.
course. Thank you both. Thank you for helping me move it too, because I needed that after work.
Oh my God, I know. I feel better already, even though
I
it
do
was
too.
painful during it. I won't lie.
Yes.